A mysterious drifter wanders into a small town looking for a quiet life.
Afternoon.
But instead finds a community enslaved by a ruthless crime boss and a corrupt sheriff who's long since traded his badge for a paycheck.
Good afternoon.
They think this nobody is just another easy target to push around, but they've made a fatal mistake. This old man is actually a haunted ex-Special Forces operative with a very specific set of skills. And to free the innocent, he's about to turn this entire town into a literal war zone. This is the brutal story of Hellfire, and you won't believe how he takes them all down. In some backwater town named Rondo in the middle of nowhere, Texas, wheelchair-bound Father Owen and his daughter Lena are closing up their saloon when trouble comes knocking. Clyde Whitfield, son of the town mob boss Jeremiah, and two of his goons pop up, ignoring the closing sign and reminding Lena that their usual package will arrive at the brewery and she is to be on time. In this little town, Jeremiah and his small mob have the town in a headlock, forcing the residents into debt, then using them as workers to process his product, using the town brewery as their base of operations. Clyde wants Lena, offering to give her the day off if she gets into his bed. He thinks they're destined to be together, getting handsy with Lena.
Better slow down, boy.
And when Owen calls out his disrespect toward his daughter, warning him to be careful, Clyde violently pushes him into the wall.
My apologies.
That night, Lena prays to her late veteran husband Brian to send her an angel, and it looks like Brian was listening that night because the next day, an old war veteran walks into town.
Afternoon.
At the local bakery, he meets the baker Vernon, offering to do some work in exchange for a meal. Vernon realizes he's a vet.
You're a vet.
And wants to give him the meal as a gift, but the old man insists on working for his meal.
I got a broken shelf over here. Name's Vernon.
As he fixes a shelf, Vernon learns he's just passing through and suggests he do just that, and quickly too, as things can get a bit dangerous for outsiders. The old man sits to enjoy his meal after when Sheriff Wiley walks in. He notices the old man and comes over with his hand still resting on his gun, trying to intimidate him.
Good afternoon.
He also suggests he move on as soon as he finishes his meal, as he doesn't like outsiders in his town.
Vernon tells me you're passing through. Why don't you just finish up that meal?
The old man asks what law he broke, but Wiley doesn't care if he's Special Forces or Special Cream. He won't get any special treatment and better get moving on. The old man just quietly nods in agreement, then goes back to enjoying his sandwich. At the Whitfield estate, Clyde is heading out to oversee operations at the brewery, so Jeremiah urges him to keep his eyes and ears open. The regular shipment of white stuff is delivered to the brewery, and the town residents all get to work unloading, with armed men watching them closely. Jeremiah's muscle Zeke arrives and demands that one resident, Randall, come with him as Jeremiah wants to have a word. The old man then stops by a motel, and the owner Rufus is visibly shaken just talking to a stranger.
Me $20 a night.
The rooms are $20 a night, so the old man asks him to save one for him.
Save rooms for me, I'll be back.
Randall is taken back to the estate and seated before the boss, and it turns out someone has been snitching about his operations. Jeremiah got a call from the Attorney General about his operations. Randall tries to pass the blame off to his wife Vivian, but they don't care one bit.
Randall, the scandal.
But my wife, Vivian.
Randall is left-handed, so Zeke breaks his right wrist, getting off quite easy in my opinion. The old man finally stops by Owen's and Lena's saloon, asking for work in exchange for a meal. Owen calls him a nomada, a nomad, and the old man seems to like that name. He has respect for veterans and mentions his late son-in-law Brian, offering to hire the old man for the day.
Lead the way.
Owen introduces him to Lena.
Nomada. That'll do.
But she thinks he may cause them more trouble than they already have. Owen needs all the help as the saloon is falling apart, but Lena still thinks it's a bad idea. The old man soon gets to work, even managing to get the oven working again, all while Lena watches him cautiously from afar. Soon the brief peace is shattered when Clyde and his two goons come walking through the door. He notices the old man, wondering what kind of name Nomada is.
What in the hell kind of name is Nomada?
The old man just tells him he's passing through, and Owen backs him up, saying he is just helping with odd jobs for the day, so Clyde warns that he better stick to his word.
Just passing through.
Is that right? I think it's best you be on your way.
His attention then shifts to Lena when she brings them a couple of beers. He wants her to join him for a drink. Lena refuses, but Clyde reminds her he doesn't like being told no. The old man just calmly watches all this go down. That night over dinner, Owen and Lena tell him about Jeremiah and how he fears for his and Lena's safety. He wonders why they don't just leave, but they just can't. After dinner, Lena pays the old man for the day. Despite his help, she doesn't want him to return, as he may make things worse for them. Nomada understands and leaves, then goes to get the room at the motel, and pays a refundable fee of $5 for some extra towels. That night, as a storm passes, the town residents are cooped up in the brewery packing products into cans to be shipped out. Nomada falls asleep in the bath and has a vivid dream of when he led his special forces team into an ambush, his bullet-riddled body telling the tale of his ordeal. Ignoring Lena's instruction, Nomada returns to the saloon to help Owen fix a broken drain. Lena is not happy seeing him, worried for Owen after seeing what they did to Randall. She warns him not to put his faith in the old man, but Owen is willing to take the chance. He invites Nomada to stick around, and he agrees. Lena wonders why he is still here, but he just wants to help Owen out as he is a good man. Like clockwork, Clyde and his guys walk in and are not happy to see Nomada still there. Owen tries to talk, but Clyde is done talking. He isn't scared of some old man and gives him 5 minutes to pack his things and leave.
You think I'm scared of you, old man? 5 minutes to pack your shit.
But Nomada just stares at him silently without moving a muscle. Lena tries to plead with Clyde, but he grabs her angrily, tired of people not listening to him. Lena accidentally spills his drink and Clyde slaps her, but Nomada has seen enough. He leaps over the counter and disarms Clyde in a flash, before kicking them out of the bar at gunpoint. Later, Lena tells him about Whitfield's operation and how all the residents work for him and are given the essentials to keep them dependent. The Whitfields are well connected all across the country, meaning any runaways are quickly found and dealt with. Owen had found a way out a few years ago, but the end result was him in a wheelchair. As for Wiley, he is in on it, and Lena warns things will get worse after what happened today. Nomada then locks the guns he took away in Owen's safe. Clyde goes to cry to his daddy about the crazy old man that Owen took in who threw them out of the saloon. Jeremiah can't believe what he is hearing, wondering how the three lost to just some old man.
There's a stranger in town.
One man.
He wants to avoid an incident, though, and decides to let Wiley handle him. Jeremiah makes the call, and Wiley promises to handle it, so he decides to head to the brewery. The townsfolk all meet in the saloon later, some worried about Nomada, while others think they have a chance to fight back. They are afraid, but Owen reminds them Nomada was a Green Beret. If he can't help, he must know someone who can. Meanwhile, Nomada calls up his old Green Beret buddy, who is shocked to hear his voice as everyone attended his funeral. Nomada might have to rain hell down on the tiny town and needs his marker.
I was at your funeral.
Wiley barges in on the townsfolk, and Lena lies that they were planning a party for Owen's birthday. He demands that the old man show himself as he plans to put him under arrest for assault and battery, threatening to arrest both Owen and Lena for harboring a fugitive if they don't push him out. Nomada then steps out. He warns Wiley that he will make a phone call to Colonel Hollister and have the place swarming with federal agents, which won't be good for him. Instead, he could allow the old man to leave peacefully. Wiley doesn't take a second and decides to leave him alone.
Is any of that true?
Not a word.
Jeremiah is wrapping up a deal at the brewery when Wiley calls him, telling him about all the townsfolk gathered up with Nomada who threatened to call Colonel Hollister, but Jeremiah plans to take it from there, as he knows Hollister has been dead for years. That evening, Nomada is packed and ready to leave, but Lena has a change of heart. She has to stop fooling herself, as she knows it's just a matter of time before Owen or she loses their lives. She can feel the trouble coming and begs Nomada to stay, and he agrees. She offers him a room, but he plans to sleep right there on the floor and wants nothing more than a ride in the morning, 50 miles north to pick up a package. That night, Lena thanks Brian for sending her the angel. The next morning, the two hit the road in Lena's car, stopping briefly to show him the Whitfield estate. Their destination is an overgrown landing strip, and a small plane soon lands. The pilot hands off a package to Nomada, and watching all this from nearby are two men, a hit team. The package turns out to be an arsenal of weapons and explosives, the tools of his trade. They start heading back when Nomada realizes they're being followed. He readies a gun, urging Lena to hit the gas. The men try running them off the road, but Lena does well to keep them ahead. Nomada hits the truck with some rounds, forcing them onto a parallel road. The men return fire with a submachine gun, but these amateurs can't hit anything. They manage to cut Lena off and riddle the car with bullets, but Lena manages to get them out of there. They pull ahead and get to a nearby silo, rushing inside before the men get there. The two pull up and move into the silo, guns locked and loaded. The two men push deeper into the silo until Nomada greets them with a shotgun. Keeping them back long enough for him and Lena to escape into a nearby building. He hands Lena his bag and tells her to hide, leaving him with just his shotgun. But for the Green Beret, that's more than enough. He lets off rounds at the men, injuring one before escaping up some stairs. One hitman goes chasing after him, moving cautiously after realizing this old man isn't normal. The other hitman, now limping, almost passes Lena's hiding spot until she makes a noise alerting him. Nomada is lying in wait for the hitman with his shotgun ready. The man comes upon some old refrigerators, and taking no chances as the old man could be in one, he sprays them with bullets. The last spent casing doesn't hit the ground before Nomada hits him with a shotgun blast point blank to the chest. Lena tries ambushing the second hitman, but only manages to graze him. But before he can shoot her, he almost gets his head taken off with the shotgun. They head back into town, and Nomada suggests that Lena and Owen leave town as men will be after them, but Lena has nowhere to go. They pull up to the saloon by nightfall and walk into a nightmare. Clyde and his men have the townsfolk at gunpoint. Clyde mockingly tells him he's pretty badass for an old man before knocking him out with a metal pole and striking him multiple times, seemingly killing him. For their insubordination, as he calls it, he has something planned for the townspeople, but for Lena he has something special.
I've got something special planned.
Zeke reminds him of Jeremiah's orders, but Clyde doesn't care, warning Zeke to stay out of his way, but Zeke calls his bluff, and Clyde can't do a thing. Clyde drags Lena off to his car. Back inside, the townsfolk beg Zeke for their lives as the gangsters aim their guns.
Please, don't do this.
Sorry, Vivian.
But unfortunately for them, their services are no longer required, and his men massacre the townspeople in a hail of bullets. Nomada just sees glimpses of the carnage as he regains consciousness. Lena just walked out of the fire, but right into the pot, as Clyde demands that she do whatever he says when he says it, and in time she will love him and they'll have a family together. Back at the saloon, Clyde's goons are clearing out the bodies when Nomada disappears. They immediately pull their guns and nervously start to check as they know how dangerous the old man is. They get to a freezer, but their Nomada attacks them with some heavy strikes. One man gets stabbed in the stomach, but the second is a big guy, tanking multiple stabs and still throwing Nomada around brutally. But the old man still stands his ground and stabs the big guy in the neck, ending him. Still dazed from the earlier blow, he weakly cleans his injury. Inside, the massacre seems to hit him hard. Wiley then turns up. He sees the bodies and knows Nomada had nothing to do with it, but still puts him under arrest. Clyde returns home with Lena in hand, hoping Jeremiah will agree to let him keep her. Jeremiah can see that Lena is not okay with the idea, and tells Clyde to bring her to the brewery, as he doesn't want her in his home. Instead of the station, Wiley drives to the brewery. Once Nomada is alone, he uses his mouth to remove a pin from his pocket and pick the lock to his cuffs. Wiley tells Zeke Nomada is alive, but he demands an explanation for the massacred townsfolk in the saloon. Zeke reminds him of his place, but when Wiley tries stopping him, Zeke shoots him dead. Nomada has disappeared and takes out one lone guard. He infiltrates the brewery and starts dropping guys with single shots each, displaying his marksmanship. He and Zeke then have a running shootout. Both run out of bullets and start trading swift strikes until Zeke slashes Nomada across the face. But he locks in, using the butt of the gun as his weapon. He manages to disarm Zeke, then follows up with a wicked throw. Zeke locks his arms, but the old man's strength is real. The two go at it once more. But this time Zeke gets the old man with a powerful kick, sending him flying. Nomada gets right back into the fight, dodging a heavy wrench. He manages to get a fire hose around Zeke's neck, jumping over the edge of the railing and breaking his neck, killing him. Clyde pulls up soon after with Lena in his truck, wondering why there's no one around. Nomada walks out into the open and Clyde decides to run him over, but a bullet through the eyes puts him out of commission. Lena learns her father is dead and starts to mourn, and Nomada decides they must put an end to this madness. Jeremiah is at home playing his piano when Nomada and Lena walk in to confront him. Then the shocking reveal.
Hollister.
Nomada turns out to be Colonel Hollister, as Jeremiah, who was his commander in the war, was the one who sent the team to their deaths. Jeremiah tries to pull rank, demanding that Hollister back down and follow orders.
You hear me, soldier?
Hollister has heard enough and shoots him in the leg before setting him on fire. And leaving him to burn to death. In the end, Hollister stands by as Lena holds a funeral for Owen. The next day the two drive to the end of town. Hollister reminds her she is now free and can start a whole new life. She tells him God is with him and drives away, and Nomada hits the road once more, just another drifter. Thanks for watching. If you had a good time, go ahead and hit that like button, drop a comment, and of course, subscribe for more recaps just like this. And hey, don't click away just yet. YouTube thinks you'll love one of these two videos popping up right here, so check them out next.